Knowledge base, ontology, and concept mapping is just one part of AI's learning. Learning is the most expansive part of artificial intelligence. Other forms of learning include clustering, classification, reinforcement learning, etc. What you see on your screen is an interface showing you clustering. What is clustering? When you don't know the final output, but you still want to do some intelligent uh, inferencing or intelligent labeling of your data, you use clustering. The concept of clustering comes from the fact that many times you don't know the final output and you still want to predict. For instance, if someone walks into a bank for loan, you want to know if that person is reliable enough to give loan or not. Obviously, that person, even if he's intending to be a fraud and default on loan payment, will not say that. So instead of asking directly, are you planning to pay back this loan? What you do is to look at the traits, observe the features that you can in that person's application, and compare it from your past history of people that defaulted on the loan or did any other form of fraud. If the features match and the profiling is questionable, then you can actually investigate further before giving the loan. However, if the bank finds that people with a profile as mentioned in this newly filled form usually pay back their loans on time, then you can easily trust this person and give the loan. For such an occurrence, for such kind of analysis, what you do is clustering. Now, I'm going to show you how these three center points are created randomly for clustering the whole data set into three different clusters. Well, I can actually change it to two or four, as that's up to my own discretion. And when I start clicking at finding and updating centroid, this is the final position I reach. You can see that based on the visual distance, the closest data points are clustered into one color category. What you can also see is that this region of data points is really confusing. These regions, which are not actually very far away from any of the clusters, can be incorrectly put into a different cluster. These kinds of inaccuracies are very common in AI algorithms and learning, which is why the algorithms are implemented with certain level of tolerance for error, and a certain level of accuracy is expected before such algorithms are implemented in real life. Clustering being one class of learning, another is classification. What you see over here is a very nice visualization of a decision tree. The whole decision tree is made on a data set. The difference between clustering and classification, which we saw just now, is that you know the final answer. So if you know that there is a visualization created using bar chart, then you can see your journey to reaching here. For instance, if your data set changes over time, compares and contrasts categories, reveals trends in a quantitative data set, and highlights single measure, and and if you have a data set which does one of these, you can pick which path to go. Perhaps you have a data set which is comparing and contrasting. Now, at this stage, you look at your data set and checks if it is a drawn object or numbers. Let's say your data set is numerical. So you see if it is a table form or it has subcategories. Now you identify that the data set you're using has subcategories. So you have two more things to look into. Are subcategories part of whole, or does physical location matter? If physical location matter, it can be a spatial map such as a Google map, or if you're focused on proportional sizes comparisons, then it can be either a tree map or a bar chart. So if all these features were true, then the data could be converted into bar chart or a tree map. This is a very good example of how classification works in AI. A third form of learning in AI is reinforcement learning. Remember our earlier conversation on environment? Environment has an agent, and the agent interacts with the environment with predefined actions. Now, if the action give and the action changes the state of the agent. Now, if with the change of state, the agent also gets a positive or negative reward for a good or a bad action, then that is constantly going to change the environment, and the reward system reinforces learning in agent, telling what to do and what not to do based on the number of reward points it is getting. Such a setup is reinforcement learning.